today's video lecture, we will be solving problem number 1 of set of an input tax credit of under GST. Like, in order to understand problem 1, let us first understand the basic set of rules which we have discussed in previous video lecture. So whenever ITC is there, there are two parts, ITC, and there is GST payable or GST liability. So whenever input tax means the tax which already paid by the businesses to purchaser. So whenever there is IGST, input tax, this IGST can first has to be utilized to pay IGST liability. Then it will be used to pay CGST if it is remaining, and then it will go to SGST or UTGST. Now, second situation, if there is CGST will be first used to pay CGST, and if anything is remaining input tax, then it will be used to pay IGST. Okay. Then third one is if suppose SGST is there. So SGST will be first used to pay SGST, and if anything input is remaining, then it will be used for IGST. So whenever we have to use CGST and SGST, it is very important that IGST should be exhausted. That we have discussed for last class. If we revise this, I will just revise this quickly. IGST, if input is there, that will be used to pay IGST liability first. Then if anything is remaining, then CGST. If anything is remaining, then SGST. If suppose IGST is over, then we can use CGST to pay CGST first and then IGST second. If we have SGST, then we are using SGST first and then we are using IGST second to be set off. Very important, CGST cannot be used to set off SGST and SGST cannot be used to set off CGST. Cross utilization is not possible in GST set-off rule. So let us start solving problem number 1. Now in this problem number 1, a simple example is given and information is given, that is ITC available, that is input tax. We have input tax of IGST of 40,000, CGST of 25,000, SGST of 15,000. And the output liability, the tax payable of IGST is 30,000, CGST is 20,000 and SGST is 20,000. Now as per this rule, we have to first use IGST. So IGST is used to set off first IGST. So IGST input can be used to set off IGST. So we have 40,000 amount, this 40,000, but we just need to pay 30,000. So 40,000 minus 30,000, 10,000 is remaining. Okay, so we can cancel this totally, and here there is around 10,000 remaining. Yes. Next, we have to see if IGST is still there, we can use it for paying of CGST. So how much is CGST? 20,000. So this 10,000 can be utilized to pay up to 10,000 of CGST. So we can deduct this 10,000 of IGST and remaining balance is 10,000. So this 40,000 is used to first pay IGST totally, and remaining 10,000 is paid to utilize 10,000. So now we have 10,000 of CGST and we have 20,000 of SGST. So I hope this is clear. Now we will go to CGST. Whenever CGST is there, once IGST is over, in this case IGST is totally over, exhausted. Now we can use CGST to first set off CGST. So now CGST is there 25,000, but we need to pay only 10,000 to government. So 25,000 minus 10,000, how much is remaining? This 15,000. So this 15,000 is called as input tax, which is available with the party, that is businessman, and businessman can use this 15,000 in future. So this 15,000 is remaining, which cannot be utilized because IGST is also over. IGST is also. Now we will go to the third one. Third one is SGST 15,000, but our liability is 20,000. So we have credit of 15,000, but government we need to pay 20,000. So 15,000 minus 15,000, sorry, 20,000 minus 15,000, 5,000 is still remaining. So this 5,000 needs to be paid by businessman through cash ledger. So if we summarize this, at the end we have CGST input tax credit of 15,000, which can be used for future or next quarter, and we have liability of SGST payable by the party of 5,000. Okay, so this is the basic concept how to solve this problem, but I will show you in structured manner now. So solution is, step 1 is use of IGST. So we have used 30,000 paid from IGST and 10,000 is remaining because 40,000 was there and 30,000 is paid and 10,000 which is remaining, which I had explained you. Now this 10,000 we have used for CGST minus, okay, IGST, and we have around 10,000 CGST remaining. So our IGST is fully exhausted as we have discussed. Now we need to use CGST ITC. So CGST liability of 10,000 which is there will be paid from CGST ITC, that is 25,000, and as we discussed previously, 15,000 balance is remaining which you can use in future. And third one is SGST. SGST is 20,000, but we have input of only 15,000. So this 5,000 rupees cash needs to be paid to government by the businesses. So if we summarize, only 15,000 is input tax credit which will be used in future, and only 5,000 needs to be paid. So with this we have completed problem number 1 of set off of input tax credit under GST. Thank you, students.